Well, happy 2018. My name's Bart Reed. I'm the president of Progenesis. We're an organizational development and human resource firm that helps individual leaders and organizations thrive. And we are just kicking off, and I'm really excited about kicking off our series on what it means to fail as a leader and grow as a leader. That might sound like a really weird phrase, like why would I like to talk about what it means to fail? Because we know that leaders that fail and fail regularly are actually better leaders. So FAIL at Progenesis is an acronym, and this is our first video on the F of FAIL, so stick around. Well, welcome to 2018, as I said earlier. We're just getting into February of 2018. It means a lot of people made a lot of New Year's resolutions, and most likely they already failed. Maybe that's you. But I would always tell you it's a good thing to learn how to fail. I believe as an organizational professional that when we have individual leaders and teams that know how to fail, they actually know how to grow and be successful at much deeper levels. If you as an individual leader or your team doesn't really take the time to learn how to fail well, you probably won't grow at the level that you want to. You know, to be really honest with you, early in my career, I learned how to fail, and it wasn't the best situation. I took on a large project that I really needed to be successful at, and I wasn't. And when I didn't take it as seriously and I presented it, it was in front of peers and superiors and subordinates, and I failed publicly and I failed hard. It was a really tough situation, but I learned a lot from that as a leader, that failure is not fatal. But you can choose if you're going to take lessons from it or not. And that's what we want to talk about for these next few weeks, is how to be fruitful in your failure and not make it fatal. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the F of failure. Well, as I said earlier, FAIL, if you're going to be working with Progenesis, we look at that as an acronym, F-A-I-L. And FAIL, the F of FAIL, is focus. And we know that when leaders fail and when teams fail, and what the research shows is that there's a greater level of focus of what is appropriate, what is healthy, what is good, and what should be thrown away. So there are 4 questions that you can use if you fail to make sure that you have greater focus going forward. And those are the things we're going to talk about. The first question you want to ask yourself after you fail is, what went well? Now you might hear that and think, Bart, why would you ask yourself what went well after you failed? Well, that question serves 2 purposes for you. The first purpose that question serves for you is allowing you to take anything that was successful in that failure attempt and bring it forward. Just like Thomas Edison and the Wright brothers, there were failures, but they modified their plans and they got more and more creative. They made better revisions every single time. The second reason that you want to ask yourself that question is you're going to beat yourself up enough. So taking the time just to ask that question, what went well, allows you to not beat yourself up and move yourself into being a fatal failure, that you actually get to be a fruitful failure. Second question that you ask after a failure, now this one might be a little bit more obvious, is what didn't go so well? What do I not want to repeat in the future? And again, if you think about a failure, the F, the focus as revision, making sure that you don't do the same thing, that make the same mistake the next time. When I had that large embarrassing failure, I made sure that I prepared more, I focused more, I memorized more, so I felt much more confident going into my next time that I had to present. So what didn't go so well? I didn't prepare enough. And so I made sure that I prepared significantly for the next time. The third question, again, it might seem a little odd, but to say, what did I learn? You know, there's not a moment that's wasted in your life, whether it's a personal experience or a professional experience, not a moment is wasted. So taking the time to reflect, saying, what did I learn about this experience? I learned a lot, and it systemically impacted the way that I led in the future by the way that I really failed pretty badly in the past. So there's a learning opportunity there. So that learning opportunity will help you focus more effectively in the future and to be able to take that learning moment and again bring it into future expectations or initiatives or projects in which are just as crucial that you just failed on in the past. And a fourth question. Now again, think of the first 3 questions we asked. What went well? What didn't go well? What did I learn? Again, remember the idea of focus is to make sure that you take what was good, you bring it forward, you take what was not so great and you leave it behind. So the fourth question is actually a really tough one as well, but it's so important for leaders to ask is, who can help me be better in the future? You know, many times when we fail, we don't necessarily want to tell people about how much we failed, or we don't even want to tell people we failed at all. But it's really important to think about the people in your life, whether it be mentors or consultants or coaches or people you might know, saying, I really need to connect with this person. They can help me be better in the future. Well, that failure that I talked about earlier was a long time ago. But that does not mean that I haven't failed significantly and regularly since. So I can't say that the last time I failed was 20 plus years ago. I think the last time I failed was just yesterday. But I have gotten into a cycle of saying in my head, what went well, what needs improvement, what did I learn, and who can I connect with to help me be more effective in the future? Now those cycle times have gotten better throughout the years so that I don't look at failure the same way that I did 20 plus years ago. I look at failure, again, as a fruitful experience to allow me to be better and help me thrive as a leader. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, when you as a leader, when you as a team leader, as a self-leader, can embrace the fact that you will fail, and the failure does not have to be fatal, it can be fruitful, hopefully that provides freedom for you. And when you can ask questions like, what went well, and what didn't go so well, and what can I learn from this, and who can help me, it will help you even more thrive in the future. Now, if you'd like to spend more time with Progenesis, you'd like to talk to me one-on-one, just email me, and I'd love to connect with you. Next video that we're going to cover is, of course, the A of failure. It's a great topic, and just to give you a hint, if you understand this, the A part of failure, or being able to fail, it will set you light years ahead of your competition in terms of being able to really thrive for you and your team. So I hope you check back with us in a couple weeks when we talk about the A of failure. So have a great couple weeks, enjoy yourself, and hey, fail. Fail well and fail often. We'll talk to you soon.